Alright, welcome back guys to another daily dose of Mike Mynar, Backyard Basics. So, if you guys have been taking notes, we've already covered the first two. Do you remember what number one was? The 5 parts to learning. Let's see if you get this right. What was number one? Tell him what he's won, Johnny. Number one is impact. How do you impact the customer? How does this thing that you learn or something brand new to you, something you haven't seen before, how did that impact you? It's the first time your brain saw it. So that was number one as we recap. Number two is repetition, repeating things. If you notice, everything I do in my coaching and my training is I'm consistently repeating. That way you get it into your brain. And the more you hear it, the more you repeat a process, the more you speak something, the more you do it over and over and over, you're gonna learn it. Then you're gonna be able to retain it. So those were the first two if you're taking notes. This is episode 3 to the 5 parts of learning. So we're just gonna discuss for a brief moment here what number 3 is. Number 3 is utilization. After something's been repeated, are you utilizing it? So like I said earlier in the first video, when your parents were teaching you how to ride a bike, did you utilize the steps or the processes after you kept repeating them? Did you start to utilize them? Did you start to see them, how they work? So as you utilize that and actually use it without that person being there to show you anymore, then now you're really starting to learn it. So just like the coaching and the teaching and the training that I've given you in the first 5 videos on the 5 reasons people buy and don't buy, have you started repeating that to yourself? Have you started utilizing that in your presentations? Because that, as you utilize it, you will start to learn it. If you notice, everything that I have is the last 15 years of just sales experience and sales coaching and sales training. Everything's up here. I don't have it in books, written down anywhere. It's because I've repeated it so many times and I've utilized it, and I've had so many sales representatives over the last 15 years be so successful utilizing the process. So that's the third part to learning, is utilizing it. So if you've repeated something enough, you'll find that with a client, they'll actually start to utilize the things that you've been saying to them. Their brain will start utilizing it, saying, wow, these are really high electric bills, or man, I really need to get my roof done, or I don't want these kind of problems to occur. They'll start speaking it because you've repeated it. Now they're starting to utilize it. Same thing for you as you're learning the sales process. The more you utilize the steps that I'm going to be teaching you throughout all these videos, the more you're going to learn it, the better you're going to get at it. Then you're going to see great and positive results from it. You're going to see your close percentage go through the roof. Most of my team members average 50 plus. Most of the guys that I've trained and gals that I've trained average over 50 to 75% close rate. Because I tell you what, anything less than 50%, is that really winning the battle? So these processes will help you get to that. So this is just learning, getting you to comprehend and understand what you are learning. Then it's also helpful with the client because you now can understand what you're doing for them as you're teaching and coaching and training them as well. What are they getting from you? So remember, number one, here we go, repeating. Number one, what is it? Impact. That's right. Number 2, what is it? Repetition, 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 repetition. Yo, repetition, repetition, right? And what is 3? Utilization. That means you're actually using it. You're making a difference with it because you're going to get to know it. Once again, thank you for joining Backyard Basics of Sales Training. Daily dose of Mike Mynar. Stay tuned. We'll see you real soon again.